think you were in the audience when the previous panel was here, and my concerns really, what we can do here is we worry about resources and making sure that the resources are being allocated as efficiently as possible. And so, I mean, I think this is great. FLOPA, I think your testimony, you said that you've got 25 counties, and I'm very familiar with the conservation districts, having come up from local government myself. Before I was in the legislature, I was in local government in Warren County, so I'm very familiar with their work and the others surrounding Saratoga and Washington County, Essex County. The conservation districts do great work, and I know that they're very good bang for the buck. As far as what they're able to leverage with the public monies that they get, and they serve everybody, not just municipal needs, but, there's an avenue there for them to work with, private landowners. And so with that said, I'm curious, in your two perspectives, the flow of the resources that you do get from the state, because you represent 25 counties and you've got all the conservation districts, are they getting to the right places? You heard me talk, like every lake, every body of water is a little different, who controls it, who's got the resources to monitor it and stay on top of things, or, they're like homeowners, right? Some homeowners are all over their property and they know every square foot of what's going on, and others, they don't know until there's a crisis. So what could the state be doing better, either DEC or Ag, to make sure that the flow, I don't think it should be first in, first out. But, I also don't want to reward somebody that just ignores everything until it's a crisis and then all the resources go there either. I mean, I guess you got to do what you got to do at that point. But I'd be very interested in your two feedback as to, how are we making the funding decisions at our level as far as making sure it's getting distributed in a fair way, but most importantly in the smartest way possible.
So from FLOPA's perspective, we do cover a 25-county area. Each one of our member counties is represented by a soil and water conservation district, a county planning department, a county department of health. They are the direct recipients on an annual basis of 1/25 of our FLOPA appropriation. Each county gets an equal appropriation amount, and then 5% of our annual appropriation is withheld for administration of the program. So we run a very lean and efficient and effective program. On an annual basis, our appropriation varies. We've been fortunate over the last few years to see increases. Most recently, our appropriation is $3.5 million, divided by 25 counties, with a small portion staying behind for administration. So that works out to be about $137,000 going out to each one of our counties. That is not a huge amount of money to make a large difference, but through our network of partners working with the districts, the funds that they leverage and can bring from other sources to the table, along with our county appropriations, county contributions, landowner contributions, we make our program work. We are asking in the future for additional funding. This year, our request for the 25-26 budget was $5 million, but we were gracious to get 3.5 and appreciate that as well. So we try to make it work. We leverage funding. We utilize state grants. FLOPA funds are often used to gap the financing budget, if you will, of a project. So we're brought in to help be the carrot and stick approach to projects to get them done. The difference between a landowner participating in a soil and water conservation district program may mean bringing some extra FLOPA funding as an incentive to do the work, to cut their costs, to cut their contribution. So we work very efficiently, pooling resources, leveraging money, and making what we do get from the EPF on an annual basis work. We also try to seek competitive grants. FLOPA has written a number of grants for our partners, a select few based on the funding opportunity, to bring in federal dollars to the program as well. We're right now working on putting a grant together with EPA for invasive species. We've done stuff with EPA in the past for soil erosion and sediment control projects that have benefited a number of our FLOPA partners and, again, brought more money to the area to help combat water quality related issues.
All right, thanks. Blanche.
For the soil and water districts, every year so far, we have received more funding, which makes it great because that means that they can hire additional staff to do the technical work and get the work done in a quick and easy and fast way. The problem that a lot of the districts come up against is the permitting process and how there's delays with stream work and other projects due to permitting not being done quick enough in a year so that they could get the project done and with the funding that is allowed within that year time span and not have to ask for extensions.
If I could do a quick follow-up, Chairman. The permitting process, bureaucracies being what they are, if you had to put it in, one direction or the other, are your concerns about the timeliness of permitting? Do you think it's a bureaucratic resource issue where we have too many permits and not enough people reviewing, or is your sense that it's an attitude, or attitude probably not the best word, but that the level of difficulty, the questions and the detail, and that they've got the resources to do it. They're going way too far down in the weeds. What's slowing you down? Is it the review itself, or not enough people doing the reviews?
I think it's not enough people quick enough to do the reviews
Okay.
and get the proper permitting in place in a timely fashion.
All right, thank you. Thanks, Chairman.